Come forward, Shenron, grant me my wish.
I shall grant you any wish. Tell me your wish.
Please give me a local 2-player, split-screen multiplayer in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
That wish cannot be done. Farewell. By the way, ask Bandai Namco.
DBZanto here. Before I get into the video, I wish everyone a happy new year. Hope you had a great one. This is my first video of 2024. Originally I wanted to release this video to be my last Dragon Ball Sparking Zero update video of 2023 to end the year. But it's been a busy few weeks with the holidays. In the past week or so we have had some more info on this game, from pre-orders to potential release dates and the ongoing concern about no local multiplayer or 2-player split screen. With the limited info we have had so far on this game, it can't be ignored anymore, especially since every YouTube video or social media post I make about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, someone comments about no local multiplayer. Anyway, I've held off from talking about no local multiplayer for a while, since I didn't want to jump to conclusions, but with further proof in the past week, it seems like the right time to talk about it and close off the end of the year. It can easily 180 come this year in January, with the upcoming Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2024. But for now, let me go through the timeline so far for those who are not aware. The ongoing concern that started since the 7th of December after the Game Awards reveal of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero official announcement trailer. At the end of that very trailer, the end card says it's available to wishlist now, showing it will be available on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and Steam. Like everyone else, I checked out the PlayStation Store to see if there was more info about the game. There wasn't much info, but what had everyone concerned was the details. 1 player for offline play only, while online is 2 players, indicating there is no local multiplayer or 2-player split screen in this game. Checking other Dragon Ball games on the PSN Store for comparison, Dragon Ball FighterZ states it has 1 to 2 players offline. The same thing for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, but Dragon Ball Z Kakarot points out it only has 1 player offline currently, like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now checking the Xbox Store, it doesn't reveal any details like that yet. Onto the Steam page of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it details it's single player and has online PvP. It doesn't state anything about local 2-player. Looking at other Dragon Ball games on Steam to compare, Dragon Ball FighterZ has it under single player, online PvP and shared split screen PvP, the exact same for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is currently sharing the same fate as Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It doesn't list shared split screen PvP. Does this confirm it has no 2-player local play, or is it too early to say? Looking at the English official Bandai Namco website for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the overview of the game states, release date coming soon, developer Spike, genres of the game, action fighting, on platforms PS5, Xbox Series X and S and PC. However, it indicates the support of the game will have single player in brackets offline, multiplayer in brackets online. Honestly, not entirely sure why they would specify on the support or even mention what modes it supports, since it's very early days. This caused more concern from fans since Bandai's website outright doesn't mention multiplayer offline. Next, looking at the official Japanese website for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, skipping to the overview, title Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, compatible PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, download versions only. I guess in Japan a physical Xbox version of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero won't be available to buy. I know the history of Xbox in Japan and Asia doesn't do very well, since majority own a PlayStation, and it's not coming to PC since I think Steam isn't available in Japan or it has very limited access there. Genre 3D fighting action, release date to be decided, Zero examination schedule, which is the rating system in Japan for the game. Number of players, 1 person, then in brackets 1 to 2 people when online. Once again, this further confirms the concerns all Dragon Ball fans have about this game. No local multiplayer or 2-player split screen. For now, we will move on from no local multiplayer. Later in the video, we'll talk about there might be still hope for local multiplayer, but also potential reasons why we won't get it outright. Moving on for now, you can now pre-order Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, listed on Amazon, Best Buy and GameStop. Both Amazon and Best Buy have a listing price of $69.99 USD. I have a feeling it's a placeholder price, but then again it might not change. Guess we will find out in the coming months. Amazon always put a placeholder release date when they list new games. Even in the item description they say the release date for the product has not yet been announced, but it's always fun to speculate, considering they have listed two different dates on the page. From this item will be released on December 31st, 2024. Then looking at the product details, it says date first available December 22nd, 2023. This is when they first listed Dragon Ball Sparking Zero on Amazon. What's interesting is how soon they listed Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for pre-order. It's a common practice but could be coming sooner than we think, if the game's been confirmed in 5 years of development so far. I know people were confused about that news since we got the first teaser at Dragon Ball Games at Battle Hour 2023 in March.
So the game is still in early stages of development, but the team made this video especially for you guys at Battle Hour.
They mentioned it was in early development, what they showed. I assumed it was shown from an early build of the game, but every game's development cycle has multiple builds for different stages like pre-alpha, beta stage and so on. It's to help them track and reference their progress, and what they showed at the Game Awards could be the mid to later builds of the game. I believe when they change wishlist to pre-order on PlayStation Store will be a massive indicator on if we get the game in 2024 or 2025. Going off other Dragon Ball games that came out and seeing their release dates can give a good estimate of a release date time frame, giving a better educated guess, excluding Dragon Ball Breakers since it's not a full-scale standalone Dragon Ball game. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out January 16, 2020. Dragon Ball FighterZ came out January 26, 2018, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 came out October 25, 2016. From looking at them 3 games release dates, I doubt it would come October 2024. It seems too early to me. I have a feeling it's coming early 2025, late January, early February. Feels like a good time to release the game, giving them enough time to finalize and complete the game as a full package on launch. I don't see the point of them rushing a release, considering we've waited 16 years since Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 for a sequel. With that out of the way, back to talking about no local multiplayer. As mentioned at the start of the video, the additional info about it comes from Amazon, and the product description also mentions Dragon Ball Sparking Zero 1 player offline and 1 to 2 players online. And going back to the GameStop website, also mentions under gameplay number of players 1, number of online players 1 to 2. It's looking like a decisive conclusion. There's no local multiplayer or 2-player split screen for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I assume both Amazon and GameStop would get this information directly from Bandai Namco. However, there's still hope for local multiplayer in Sparking Zero. Bandai recently released Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections in November. However, on its Steam page it doesn't mention shared split screen PvP. But it actually does have it. I have the game on PlayStation 5 and can quickly show you that I can play local 2 players on Naruto Storm Connection. In free battle versus battle mode, there's an option to choose player 1 versus player 2. Fast forward to the gameplay, you can see I can control both freely on the same console, player 1 and player 2. I can move them separately and together. That's just one recent example that gives hope that we can still get local multiplayer for Sparking Zero. It's still very early days for us to worry about it. There's really one overall reason why we wouldn't get local multiplayer with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. The PS5, Xbox Series X and S might be underpowered to run Unreal Engine 5 at its maximum potential. Recently, new games that have been released on the next-gen systems give graphic settings, majority giving one of the two between quality mode or performance mode. I'll show you an example using Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, a game that originally released on the PS4, Xbox One in 2020. Well, last year they released a next-gen free upgrade for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. If you go into the graphic settings of that version, it gives you those two graphic settings, quality mode and performance mode, depending depending on what you prioritize most. Quality mode usually entails higher graphics with textures and environments running on 4K but having a lower frame rate of 30 FPS, and performance mode gives you lower graphics, less textures and effects on lighting and shading, and can still run on 4K but usually they reduce the resolution to 1080p by increasing the frame rate to run at 60 FPS so the motion of the gameplay feels smoother. Since Sparking Zero is confirmed running and built on Unreal Engine 5 and it hasn't been out very long, if Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a game originally for PS4 with a next gen upgrade and can run a combination of both quality and performance modes together, with that logic I think maybe local multiplayer mode on Unreal Engine 5 could be too powerful for next gen hardware to handle, and instead of including it, they rather prioritize a better user experience for one player local play and sacrifice local multiplayer because it won't run at an optimal setting, which could ruin the overall experience. For now, I feel like it's too early to be worrying about missing local multiplayer. We only found out about Sparking Zero March of 2023. Even then, we only got a transformation teaser and nothing more. Then early December of the same year, we got an official announcement trailer for the game, accompanied with limited amount of information, as it's confirmed the game's been in 5 years in development from the game's producer. The fact Dragon Ball Sparking Zero never got leaked or spoiled in this current climate of game leaks before the teaser last March, it shows that information is tightly under wraps for this game. All the game platform providers and big retailers have the same exact very little and limited info provided to them from Bandai. They are slowly and carefully planning what info they want to be released and shared to the public. I can't imagine Dragon Ball Sparking Zero without local 2-player, split-screen multiplayer. It's one of the main aspects and fond memories for a lot of people who played the Tenkaichi series back when it first released against friends and family, when there was no such thing as online play on the PlayStation 2. Plus they mentioned they are aiming for nostalgia with this game. It would be a major oversight and make little to no sense on their part to not include this feature. This is all speculation at the end of the day. With the information we have so far, we still have maybe 12 months or more before Dragon Ball Sparking Zero officially releases. There is still hope unless Bandai straight up posts that it isn't in the game. If there's any updates on local multiplayer, I will make a video and keep you posted. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd appreciate if you give the video a like, share with someone, and subscribe if you want more daily news on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. DBZanto signing out.